Hello and welcome to Patient Power. I'm Andrew Shore. Back with us now is our kitchen table chat contributor, Yosef August, with a message for caregiving from afar and still appreciating your effort even though you can't be there physically.
Thank you, Andrew, and welcome to my kitchen table and another kitchen table chat on Patient Power. Today's chat is about caregiving from afar. More and more of us are being called upon to do that as fewer and fewer of us are living in multi-generational households or even in the same neighborhood or city as our parents do. And we're being called upon to help them in their later years in the kind of ways that they need our particular support for. The prior chats that we've done on Patient Power have been more about reaching out. How to reach out without being intruded upon was one. Another one was how to use care sites, these free websites that families use to let people know what's going on and also to be able to get the kind of support that they need. Today's chat is much more about reaching in. It's not about doing more caregiving. It's not about being more efficient or more effective in caregiving or knowing more and having more information. It's about feeling better and better and better about what you're currently doing. And I have an exercise that we'll be doing today that actually will be not only as helpful to you as caregivers from afar, but any caregivers, because it really is a feel-good kind of an exercise. First, I'd like to share with you a little bit about my own story and my family. My parents moved from New York to Florida, as so many parents did at that time, and I moved from New York to upstate New York with my wife and my family. And my sister moved to Israel. And my father passed away, and my mother, who had a serious dementia, needed a better living situation, and my sister came in from Jerusalem and helped her find a wonderful place to live. And she went back to Jerusalem, and then everything was really in my lap to take care of. And I called my mom every day. I visited her essentially every week, every month. I hired somebody to give her meds and do personal hygiene with her. Another person to pay the bills. Another person to file medical claims. An elder care attorney. It's amazing how many people I wound up hiring in the process. I ultimately hired a care manager. And in the last few weeks of my mom's life, I hired a therapist. My mom, who had dementia, as I mentioned, still retained a joyful musical memory. And I taught this music therapist some Jewish songs that my mother loved, and the two of them apparently had a ball doing them together. But with all of that, I never felt like I was doing enough. I felt deep down, I really should be down there. I should virtually move down there. But I couldn't do that. My family was up north, and my wife and I ran a business up there. So I did the best that I could. But meanwhile, I felt lacking. Years later, I realized that I really did walk my values at that time in the way I was showing up for my mom. And I want you to really understand that now and not have to wait till later to discover that. So I have an exercise for us to do. For you to start during this chat and then to continue it afterwards. And again, if you're a caregiver who's doing caregiving much more up close than I was talking about, this really is an exercise that you will get great benefit from too. So make a list of a few of the things that you are doing now in your caregiving. Shopping, giving meds, whatever those things are. Just write 3, 4, 5 things. Continue this list, as I said, afterwards. Now, next to the first item on the list, what value are you honoring of yours by doing that for your loved one? Even if you resent it, even if you're doing it out of guilt or sense of obligation, or it's stressful for you, and you just don't look forward to doing it, what value are you actually honoring by the actual doing of it? And you do that for each one of the tasks that you've listed on the first part of the page. So when you've done that more thoroughly after this chat, I want you to write yourself an email from 5 years out, from your future self to your current self, thanking yourself for honoring the values that are really deeply important to you. I'd like you to send this email to yourself, receive it, open it, and most importantly, believe it, because you are indeed walking those deeply held values of yours. So I'd love to hear from you about your insights and discoveries, particularly about values that you can name that you realize that you indeed are walking in what you're doing. Send them to comments at patientpower.info. And remember that knowledge can be some of the very best medicine of all. Till next time, take care.
Special thanks to Yosef with his very positive perspective. I'm Andrew Shore. Thanks for joining us. Remember, knowledge can be the best medicine of all.